Have you been concerned about the conditions of the church? I mean, you love God, you love God's people and His ways, but there just seems to be something that doesn't seem right, like the way it's being done possibly, even according to the Bible, even like the book of Acts. Well, Billy Graham, while being interviewed by William Buckley, prophesied about a coming reformation of the church, that things are going to change and it's coming. Check it out. Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFN TV. We were talking about a prophetic dream that was given to John on February the 5th, where God said a reformation would begin in the church, and Canada was involved in this as well. And it would happen on the 28th.
February 28th.
Which is 23 days later. Who would ever known other than God that Billy Graham would pass and that he would be in the rotunda because the president's heart was touched. Guess what? So on the Brinkley. Yes, Brinkley. Reverend Billy Graham was on Brinkley's show years ago, and he's prophesying about the Reformation. And I just love the Graham family because they're so frank, right?
Oh, I know.
They're so just direct and just say what's on their heart. And he's talking specifically about, you know, if in fact the Lord does not come back before, which is the rapture of the church taken away, before the year 2000, that this is what's going to be happening to the church. So he's prophesying, speaking in advance, what he sees going to be happening, and he's seeing it take place right there in the boroughs of New York. I was just so...
This is nearly 40 years ago, at least 40 years ago.
I don't know how many years, it was in 1967. And that's what prophecy is. You know, prophecy's got saying in advance. And so this is Billy Graham prophesying on this particular news show, and he's saying what the church is going to be like after the year 2000. So you're looking at the Reformation. He's even remember, his body laid in state on February 28th, and here he was prophesying. This is just so cool. Do you want to know what it's going to be like? Of course, you can go to your Bible and find out what the church is supposed to be like and begin to imitate that. But listen to this prophecies. He begins to talk about it. It's amazing. This is Reverend Billy Graham talking about the Reformation that was to come to the church.
I would say that I think the church is going to undergo restructuring. I think if the world lasts till 2000 AD, that we're going to see a different type of church emerging. And I suspect that the movement that's underway now is to have small meetings in homes. You know, the early church for the first 3 centuries met in homes. They were home meetings. And I suspect the movement is in this direction now. Now, we've come to New York for a crusade. And in the preparations for the crusade that we held in New York, we found more than 1,000 of these groups already meeting. Since the preparations of this crusade began some 2 years ago, another 4,000 groups have emerged, so that now there's about 5,000 groups just in New York. Now, these groups don't know the other exist. It's unorganized, but because we came to the city for this particular type of ministry, they began to come out from their little cubby holes and in every borough of this city. Now, this is true all across America. It's true from coast to coast. It's something that hasn't been in the press. I hope it doesn't get in the press.
So important. You think about it, over 5,000 relational churches who are gathering in homes are the ones that brought Reverend Billy Graham in to benefit so many people in New York.
That's wonderful.
Yes, you know, and that's the churches, you know, because of persecution, because of the reality of how we function as family, we're healthier when we're together. And that's one thing that you know, God has told us prophetically in advance. We've been preparing for this day, and we've been walking out, learning as we go. And guess what? We have what we call the Vine Seminar. It's vfnkb.com where you find out the details. But the Vine Seminars is for what we call the religious, the faith mountain. You know, and to what does it look like to be the church? You know, what does it look like to do what, you know, Reverend Billy Graham was talking about in 1967?
Not what does it look like to go to church, but what does it look like to be the church? Huge difference.
Yes, you know, the Lord tells us to go into all the world. You know, if you're looking at the King James, go ye, right? But we've turned it into the come ye. You know, and we're always bringing people to a place. And that's good to bring people to the Lord, but it's for the purpose of going out.
Right.
And let me tell you, there's not a greater reward when we walk out the church the way God's called it to be. Listen, a lot of men's kingdoms will fall, and religious empires might not stand, but God's kingdom will stand forever. And you have so much more, your ability to do things like, I don't know, reach 196 nations around the world, to be able to be there and impact the nations, and you're no longer building your kingdom, but you're actually watching God build His kingdom, because it's built without hands, right?
That's right.
Human hands. And it's an amazing thing when we all work together. There's the spirit of competition.
Advancing God's agenda, His will in all 7 spheres of society, in these mountains that we're constantly talking about. We're praying, may His will be done, right? On earth as it is in heaven.
Right.
This is what we get to do.
And His kingdom will be preached to all, and then the end will come. So when you start hearing the message of the kingdom, that you're saved, but you're saved for the kingdom and the king's business and advancing the kingdom of God. That, He says, when you talk to the Father, when you pray, talk about you want His kingdom that's in heaven to be manifested in earth, just like it is. His kingdom come. And that's everything we're focusing on by God's grace through VFN Kingdom Business, VFN KB. You can find it at vfnkb.com. But look for the Vine Seminars. The Vine Seminars, we teach it, and it's so anointed. You'll say they'll be coming up, there'll be a Vine seminar for you in your online webinars, different things that we do, for you to be able to walk through that to empower you. So you might not know if you've been going to church for so long, but inside you, you've been craving for, like, why is my family dysfunctional? And why are our neighborhoods, why is it dysfunctional? Why is our nation, they don't even know what family is anymore? And why are leaders saying the government's over your kids and family's not over your kids? It's because the church, we left family and the pattern, the function of family.
So, the original intent.
Yeah, so listen, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on that? Are you excited about the Reformation coming? When we get back from this break, John's going to tell you what's coming up, but listen, we want to hear from, comment below, write us, email us. We want to hear your thoughts on that. Maybe, God's been dealing with your heart and you're thinking, like, I love God, I'm passionate towards Him, but one particular book is entitled Jesus Left the Building, and it's like, what's God doing? He wants His church back. He got the word back through Tyndall and through others that have walked that out. But now He wants His church back, where He does what He wants to by His Spirit, under His authority, under what He's established to be able to lead His church. So comment below, write to us, let us know. These are exciting days. This is God's Reformation. Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFN TV. A lot of people want to abide with the Lord, but they just don't have a plan to do it. You can request that plan today at iabide.org. I'm your host, Greg Lancaster, and we're so glad that you've joined us. Don't forget you can join us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download our app and sign up for our newsletter, The Torch, at vfntv.com. I've enjoyed our time together. God bless.